Detective Brian Prickett spent 40 years investigating Carol Morgan's murder. Her husband, Alan Morgan, was suspected but never convicted until a cold case team found new evidence. Morgan, 73, was sentenced to life in prison for conspiracy to murder. On August 13, 1981, Detective Prickett found Carol's body in their convenience store. Alan Morgan claimed to have discovered her body after a cinema trip with their children, but prosecutors said he constructed an alibi while paying a hitman. Morgan showed no concern for his wife's death and was described as a womanizer, arrogant, and bossy. Circumstantial evidence grew against him, but he was encouraged to do press interviews, hoping he would slip up. A key witness, Jane Bunting, came forward in 2018, revealing Alan Morgan asked her about finding someone to kill Carol. Detective Prickett hopes Morgan will reveal information about the actual killer, who remains at large. The case was reopened in 2018, and Jane Bunting's testimony was vital in securing Morgan's conviction. Detective Prickett has enormous respect for Ms. Bunting and believes her testimony was crucial. The police are still seeking justice for Carol Morgan's family and hope Morgan will reveal information about the killer. Morgan's conviction brings some closure, but the search for the actual killer continues. Detective Prickett recalls the horrific scene in the storeroom where Carol's body was found. He said it was clear from the outset that it was a deliberate murder and that the number of injuries she suffered were horrendous. Morgan's character was clear to Detective Prickett, who described him as a bully, arrogant, and big-headed. Despite the lack of a conviction for over 2 years, Detective Prickett and his team gave it 100%. The case was a thorn in the side for Detective Prickett, who was frustrated by the lack of a conviction. However, he does not believe there was anything they could have done differently. Seeing Alan Morgan again at trial, Detective Prickett said, "I could see him as he was 40 years ago." The police are hoping Morgan will provide information to help identify the actual killer. The investigation continues, and Detective Prickett hopes that even at this late stage, they can identify the person who committed the murder. "I only hope now that even at this late stage, we can ID the person who committed the murder," Mr. Prickett said. "That person is still out there. We might have suspicions, but that is perhaps for further investigation."